Let's give our MC a tremendous round of applause, please. And give yourselves a tremendous round of applause, please. Turn to the person to the left and to the right of you, shake their hand, and tell them you look good and have greatness within you. Do that right now, please. Now turn to the same person and tell them you look good, but you don't look better than me. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "To live is to suffer, but to survive is to find meaning in the suffering." I remember the day where I found meaning in mine. I can never forget it. There I was, lost, alone, scared, cold, fighting within myself an internal battle, an internal war, feeling lost, feeling hopeless, wanting to give up, wanting to quit. I didn't know where I was at. I didn't know who I even was, and I didn't know where was I to go. As I looked myself in this mirror, I didn't recognize the person that was looking back at me. Have you ever looked yourself in the mirror and you didn't recognize the person looking back at you? Because I have. I once heard a quote before, and it was this. It said there will come a point in an individual's life where they will look themselves in the mirror and they will come to the realization and the conclusion that they will find out and know that what they see is all there will ever be. And so there I was. Everything that I had experienced in my life up until this moment was going to define the next step that I would take. All the weight of the world, all the pain, all the suffering, everything that I had experienced had led to this one breaking point. I believe sometimes we're faced with different various obstacles in our lives, but they're brilliantly disguised as opportunities for us to change. And we make our decisions, and our decisions make us. I remember when I was just a kid, long brown curly hair that went past my back. I used to love riding bicycles and feeling the wind on my face. No worries, no qualms. But I went through some things as a young child, things that I should have not gone through, but I did because I was vulnerable and taken advantage of. And what I come to find out is this: most people go through life doing what I was doing for years. That is following my hurts and following the herd. I grew up extremely poor. I was so poor, we were po. We couldn't even afford the other letters. Matter of fact, we were so poor that the roaches and the rats would leave the house pissed off because they couldn't find no food in the house. But we didn't know we were poor. Our parents did our best to provide for us. And I went through different traumatic experiences as a child, through my adolescent years, and even into my young adult years. I've struggled with substance abuse and different other various addictions that I had. And the weight of the world came crashing down on me this particular day, where I was tired of living. I felt like I just wanted peace. Have you ever felt like giving up before? Raise your hand. I wanted to give up. I was in a mental institution. I wanted to take my own life. I wanted to commit suicide. And when I was there, I wrestled with myself and the idea of taking my own life. On one side, I wanted to desperately live, but on the other, I desperately wanted to take my life and die. But I thought about a couple of my friends who have committed suicide. And I thought about everybody else that was no longer in my life. And sometimes I believe that we think of a permanent solution for a temporary problem. And there I was. But I had to make a decision. And on this particular day, I decided that I was not going to give up. It was March 3rd, 2020. And I said, I will never give up. And I will keep fighting until I succeed in this thing we call life. And when I was in this mental institution, I was only there for 3 days, which felt like an eternity. But during these 3 days, I came across these three principles that I still live by till this very day. And number one was this: I had to let go. I had to let go of all the pain, everything that I had experienced in my life up until this moment. I had to let go of the person, places, and things. I had to let go of the people. I had to change my environment, because if you don't change your environment will change you. And letting go of the people. I had to let go of the people in my life. Cemel, can I change them? No, you can't, because it's a full-time job trying to change yourself. Let it go. Let it go so you can grow. Let it go or be dragged, as Dr. Ona Brown would say. I had to let it go. They say relationships are the new currency. Who you hang around with matters. Who you have around you matters. They pour into you, and vice versa, you pour into them. And you guys have a relationship with one another that affects one another in that way. So you have to let go of all these things. You have to be willing to die to who you are now for what you can become. You have to die to who you are to give birth to what you could be. Number two, I had to take charge over my life. I had to take charge over my life and accept the responsibility and the accountability that yes, I am where I was at, but I can get myself where I need to be. And I had to understand that I was the problem, but I was also the solution. And I had to look myself in the mirror, square my eyes, and say, you can do this. You can do this, and you will. That the most reliable hand is the one that's at the end of your wrist. I'm reminded of a time I was on my way to Orlando, Florida. And while I'm on this plane, the stewardess came walking down the aisle, and she said, in the case of an emergency and the plane were to lose oxygen masks would then be dispensed from the plane, and we were instructed to place them on ourselves before we render help to those around us. How many times do we want to help other people before we help ourselves? We must know our worth and put ourselves first. And sometimes that's required of us to not being the go-to person for somebody we can go to. So we have to take charge of our lives. Let go of the uncontrollable and control what we can. And sometimes you can't control what happens to you. Life will happen to you. But you can't control how you react to what happens to you. You can either get reactive or proactive. And Murphy's Law will come sometimes and hit you upside the head and catch you by the blind side. That's called life. They say life be life, and sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. Sometimes things are going good and sometimes they're not going so good. And if you don't know who Murphy is, don't worry, he knows who you are. He's waiting for some of you at the airport. Or even outside this parking lot right now. But that's life. Take charge of your life. And number three, most important of all, is never give up. I had to never give up. I had to understand that I can make it and I can do this. I can't give up. I can't give in. I can't break. I can't bend. I have to be relentless. I have to be tenacious. And I got to persist. And what's in me and what's in you will get you through. That you have infinite potential, infinite possibilities, and you are greater than anything you have ever faced, will face, or are facing in your life. As one of the world's greatest motivational speakers and one of my speech coaches would say, Les Brown, that you have something special, that you have greatness within you. How to not give up, and never, ever, ever can we give up. I like when Winston Churchill said, he said, courage is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. I had to learn how to be courageous. I had to understand that life is going to happen. Sometimes we're going to fail. Sometimes we're going to succeed. But as long as we're alive, we get to live and fight another day. As Orrin Hudson once said, he said, if you woke up today, it's the best day of your life. There's 86,400 seconds in a day. We have to maximize each and every single one of them. I couldn't give up. And when life does knock you down, do as Les Brown would say. He said, when life knocks you down, try and land on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Let your reasons get you back up. So I had to not give up. And because I've done these things, I am now living my dream. Because I decided to let go, to take charge, and never give up, I'm living my dream of being a motivational speaker. I have written a book with my hero, Mr. Les Brown. I even shared a stage with him where I spoke before hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. I'm helping change the world one life at a time. And so can you. It's true what they say. They say the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. Decide to take that step today. That it doesn't matter what you've gone through. It doesn't matter what you've been through. All that matters is what are you going to do about what has happened to you? I'm here to let you know that you can have a totally different life than what you've been living at. But in order for things to change, you have to change. And in order for things to get better, you can get better. But if anybody has done anything in any point in time in history, it was possible for one, it's possible for you. So look to the future of the mission, of the vision, of the legacy you'd like to leave behind. Look to your past, to the insurmountable odds, the obstacles, the adversities, the things that you didn't think you'd overcome. Now look within. When I say unleash, you say greatness. Unleash. Unleash your greatness. You've been chosen out of 400 million sperm, and you've been preserved for such a time as this. Decide to leave the world a better place than what it is you found it. As the late Dr. Miles Monroe once said, live full and die empty. We need you. Our children need you. Our country needs you. The world needs you. And I need you. It's your time. It's your season. It's your moment. This has been a story in the chapter in the book of my life. Decide to turn the page and write a new chapter in the book of yours. Thank you very kindly for your time, and give yourselves a big round of applause. Thank you.